line.
And treat it as if it never started. So say all your stuff
Yep,
before and all that.
got you.
Towards the end, we talk about God of War 4 at the end.
Did you look it up for TC Carson?
No, I just took your word on it, buddy. I'll look it up right now.
Might as well have some fact checking. I don't want to be wrong. It definitely didn't sound like TC Carson in the preview, though.
Yeah, they dropped him.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's lousy.
Apparently, they wanted somebody who sounded older. Apparently, TC Carson is unable to make Kratos sound older, but whatever.
It said Christopher Judge is doing
Is
it.
that Mike Judge's brother?
No, that's Teal from Stargate. That big guy.
I was joking. I know it's not Mike Judge's brother. You know who Mike Judge is?
Yeah, Beavis and Butthead, King of the Hill.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Silicon Valley.
Oh, dang it, Bobby.
Yeah, I sure know who you're talking about, buddy. Ain't no doubt.
All right, well, we can go ahead and get into the second mission here.
Fun fact: he also voices D-Mob on the Def Jam series. Just so you know. Yeah.
The funnest of facts.
Whitewash.
Ghost in the Shell. Even though Japanese people love it. So yeah, we're here, ready to start the second mission. The second mission is going to be our agent requested mission, and you guys selected via Twitter polls that we talk about Kratos. Yes, God of War's Kratos. So the second mission is going to be started off by our buddy KJ here. Kick us off, KJ. Mission starts now.
Okay, so first off, we want to thank you guys for voting so much, man. We appreciate it. The character spotlight is shining on Kratos, and the reason why is because who doesn't like the man? I don't think I've ever read a comment when they're like, "Oh, geez, I just hate that Kratos, the way he rips those people open, and the way he." I've never heard that. So, he's just an undeniably badass character. People just appreciate that, man. I saw him the first time I ever saw him was in Blockbuster. I saw him on the cover of the first game, and at this time I didn't know at all about the series. I didn't do any research about God of War, and I didn't know that there was any buzz. If there was buzz, I didn't know about it, so I took a chance on it, and it really paid off. I didn't want to take the game back. I definitely got late fees on that, and just his story is so tragic. And you immediately understand why he is the way that he is. How he literally loses everything. Okay? And so, how he's able to handle it just might not be the best way, but it makes for an entertaining video game and a fantastic series. I don't think there's a God of War game I do not like. I like some more than others, but there's not one where I'm like, this sucks. Like they put their pride and joy into this series, and it seemed to always do right by Kratos, in my opinion.
Yeah. First of all, nice throwback call to Blockbuster.
R.I.P.
Yeah, R.I.P. Sometimes I forget how much money that I made my parents spend with late fees on the games I rent. But also, like, this game kind of represented a new, I don't want to say genre, but I can't think of a better word, so I'm gonna say genre. This was like, um, this was a violent odyssey. Like it was almost like Homer was rewritten with an angry, violent character.
Hmm.
And not only did Kratos lose everything, but he lost everything almost solely by his own hand. He killed his wife and daughter, but it was a trick by the gods. However, he killed them. But he also he took all that rage and anger and hatred for the gods out, and he made one of the greatest video game antagonists, or sorry, protagonists of all time. I guess you could call him antagonist too, because he just kills it.
You could make that argument,
Yeah,
man.
we'll call him an anti-hero. That's what we'll call him, anti-hero. But I mean, such a great character. All the games are good. I remember the first time I picked up God of War, I didn't put it down for maybe 10 or 12 hours. And that was back in the day when controllers weren't wireless, so they didn't die. I never had to charge my controller, so I didn't need to put it down. But yeah, Kratos, um, TC Carson. We don't know why he's not going to be in the most recent God of War coming out, but TC Carson did a great job voicing him. We need him back. Somebody needs to work that out. But yeah, great video game character, great video games, period.
Yeah, and the amount of action, it's like a thrill ride throughout the entire game. You know, like the story itself, it keeps you engulfed in it. But as you're hacking and slashing, you're putting combos on, like it's just fun. You know, all the way through. So I definitely agree with that. Kratos is a character, like you said. You know, he's just like he's that guy you don't want to mess with. You know, gods don't even want to mess with him. They thought they could manipulate him, but it's not going. So
What I like too, man, is that he is constantly getting thrown into just wild situations, and he's able to adapt, whether it be just with those cool cutscenes of him just dodging big creatures, or just getting new weapons that rival. He already has these awesome, was it Blades of Chaos? Am I saying that
Yep.
right?
Yeah, Blaze of
Okay,
Chaos.
those are already incredible, and then it's like, all right, we're gonna get more weapons that are just as good, and that's one thing I like about this series. Because in other games, when you get newer weapons, you're like, all right, this is kind of cool. This might be useful here, but like, no, he always get really cool weapons, always get really good at upgrades. That Spartan ability that he had, where he'd get like the Ghost of Sparta. I think when he's like glowing blue and stuff.
He glowed
You know.
red. Let's get it right.
I thought he got blue eventually.
I'm pretty sure he was red, man.
Well, I know he's got the red going on too, man.
I mean,
but
we could debate about it all day.
we come to it's missing three. We can do it. It's not like we're on a time schedule. Oh wait.
His Blades of Chaos became iconic, but I think one of the best weapons that he had were the Nemean lions that he had on his hands, the big old like clobber knockers. After he killed Hercules, Can we talk? He killed Hercules.
Yeah.
But he got the Nemean lions' heads and put them on his hands, and he just became these big like. He would just throw punches with these huge metal lion heads on it. Like, what? I'm sitting there like, oh, maybe I'll use this sparingly. Nope. I used it every chance I could because he had the dopest weapons.
all right.
And Medusa, to have a Medusa's ability, he literally just rips her head off. It's like, all right,
Yep.
this is how I'm gonna.
Yep.
He does everything his way. That's what I like too. He just like there are puzzles in these games where you have to sacrifice people. It is innocent people
Yep.
to get through to the next, and he has no problem with doing that.
Not a single
all.
problem. Not a single problem. Yeah.
So do you guys? No.
He was just driven by revenge. Also, not only did he kill Hercules, He killed Zeus twice. Twice. He killed the god of all Greek mythology. He killed him twice. Killed all the Titans. Yeah, no big deal. Now let's. Why are we even talking about him?
So,
Kratos isn't.
so in the future, how do you think it's gonna make a turn for the better, or do you think it might take a turn for the worse? Because we see him here. He's with a child. It's looking like that's potentially his son. Do you think Kratos has gone soft, or do you think he's gonna pass the torch we'd like him to pass?
I don't think there's a chance in Hades that Kratos goes soft. Notice how
Good one.
I changed out Hades like that. Yeah, there's.
That was real good.
I think he's gonna pass the torch, but I mean, we saw in the gameplay preview at E3 that he's just as much of a badass, and now it's just like it's third person over the shoulder view, so you get a better view of what he's doing. Because the view in all the other God of Wars was a little bit of a camera distance, so you were kind of just like seeing these wide sweeping moves that he did, but now you get up close, almost not. It's obviously not first person, but it's almost like you are Kratos, and you're looking at him over the shoulder.
So I'm kind of on the fence about that because I like it. I like that they went with that old camera direction for so long, just because it kind of had a throwback feeling to me, and I could appreciate the environments that he was in a lot more.
Yeah.
But I also do like what you're saying that the cameras, everything you said about the camera earlier, I like that too. So I kind of don't know where I'm at with that.
I think they're trying to make Kratos more personable, because at the end of the day, he is a tragic hero. So they're trying to put you in his shoes more, whereas before it was kind of just like a swing your blades, kill everything. I mean, you obviously went through his struggles, but now they're trying to like really put you in his shoes so you can experience it more.
I want to see him fight the dragon that flies overhead. That's the battle I'm trying to see.
You know he will. You know he will.
You know who he's gonna fight?
His son?
Thor.
Thor. Yeah.
I bet you he fights Thor, y'all.
We're gonna mix Norse mythology with Greek mythology.
No, it's Norse now, isn't it Norse? I thought it was Norse now.
Is it really?
Yeah.
And at that, mission is complete. Kratos, hats off to you. We hope to see bigger and better things from you in God of War 4, and maybe in some other titles. What was the name of that PlayStation Smash Bros. Clone?
PlayStation All Stars.
All Stars. Yeah, maybe.
Battle Royale.
Yeah, maybe he'll make it to another rendition of that too, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't suck.
I mean,
Shots fired.
I forgot the title for a reason. But moving on to Mission 3. So we're going to be talking about game titles that deserve a feature film. They deserve a movie. They deserve an adaptation on film, not just digitally. So we're going to get into this Mission 3, and we're going to start this off with our good buddy Knowledge. And the mission starts now.
Okay, so most video game adaptations have been very action driven. You got Resident Evil, you got Max Payne, you got yeah, I'm drawing a blank on the rest of them because there haven't been great ones. However, I'm gonna
Mortal
go.
Kombat.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat was great.
Watchable.
Street Fighter.
Great. Anyway, I'm gonna think outside the box here. I want to see a movie adaptation of Limbo. It's a very dark story. It leaves a lot to the the player or the viewer, in the case of the movie, to be decided what they think happens, what it's all about. But I think a it'd be good to see like something other than, oh, there's zombies here, let's go kill them with Alice, or oh, there's some like stupid fight scene that has to happen with 20 guns that are getting shot everywhere like Max Payne. I think it'd be good to have like more of a story driven, kind of a darker movie like Limbo. Especially like, it might sound weird to say, but like a kid's story driven movie. Like, because Stranger Things and It are very kid driven. Like they focus on the kids in the story. I think Limbo could fall into the same category as It. It could be like a horror slash coming of age type movie. It could be as dark as you want it to be.
Who would you like to play the main character if you were gonna stick with the kid, or would you like to see it maybe taken from a different perspective?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Um, I don't know. I didn't really have a main kid in mind, but I think somebody with, because like in Limbo, the villain is really the spider.
Mm.
I think somebody with like a dark, ominous voice, like maybe Michael Ironsides, or what's that guy's name? I'm drawing a blank on his name. But like give the spider a personification, give him a voice, make him ominous and dark, and scary. But yeah, Michael Ironsides would be dope. This little throwback to some '90s movies there.
So my pick, I decided to go with a classic title from PS2, and that is Zone of the Enders. Yes, Zone of the Enders. It's a game that was created by Konami in conjunction with Hideo Kojima, so you already know the story was on point. Basically, long story short, you have the Earth that is the main base, basically, but we're taking place in the future. I believe it's the 22nd century. We have now colonized Jupiter and Mars, and there's also space colonies, but Earth is on some grime. They basically have not enslaved Jupiter and Mars, but they have overtaxed them, almost like a American revolutionary amount of tax or whatnot, maybe even more than that. But a kid stumbles upon a mobile suit called the Jehuti, and he basically returns it to the manufacturer. He becomes basically a soldier in this for this corporate space military where there's a bunch of mobile suits and things like that. But I think it would be a great adaptation. I know there was an anime created for it as well back in, I believe it was 2001. But there hasn't been like a major big budget feature film for it, and I would love to see it. For one, it's mech fighting. Pacific Rim didn't really do well in the box office, but as a cult film, people really love Pacific Rim to the point where they're actually going to make a sequel. So I think this would actually have a lane for it, a niche where people would go to see it. I personally like the game. People love Hideo Kojima and everything he makes. So even if they had him, involved in the writing of the film, we're going to have some of the best CG. We're going to have epic mech battles. It's going to have space. It's going to have space colonies. It's just going to look amazing. We don't even have to necessarily use Japanese people because we're American. Definitely have to whitewash the film. We'll get someone like, I don't know, who would be the main character? The guy who plays Lip Gallagher. There you go. His first feature film, Zone of the Enders, mech pilot, messing stuff up. I think it would be dope.
I think it would be a lot easier to translate to than like a Metal Gear. We were talking about like Kojima games. I
Mm.
think like this would be easier. And Zone of the Enders for me, anyways, is my favorite mech game because the combat. I don't like a lot of the games are like. I mean, I guess it makes sense because they're mechs and they move slow and. But I like this more. This
Mm.
to me is where it's at when I'm fighting people, and it's almost like a fighting round game. In fact, there was a versus mode
Mm-hmm. Yes,
where
sir.
you play with your buddies, and so I just like that whole pace. I think would translate really well on this screen. I couldn't agree more with you, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's for mechs.
right.
It's really fast paced. I think it would be really dope. The battles would be super epic. There's always a bunch of them flying at you. Like it would be sick.
Yeah, it was like so if you look at it as a perspective for mechs, like Pacific Rim or something like that would be the beginning age of the mech era. Zone of the Enders is the perfection of the mech era.
Right.
That's why they move so fast and they have better technology and they have better weapons and all this kind of stuff. It was like you said the 22nd century.
Mm.
Yeah, so it's far enough ahead where we could possibly have that technology to do it.
How about you, KJ?
You know?
Yep.
Yeah. What I would say, this is a game from Capcom, probably my favorite franchises from Capcom, and it's still my favorite opening cinematic to a video game of all time. Still hasn't been topped, in my opinion. I'm talking about Onimusha. I want a live action movie of Onimusha, and they were going to do it, in fact, and it got canceled. And it seems like they really had things in motion when you think about Jean Renault being attached to it, and I can't remember his name right now. The guy who they played as, who was supposed to be playing Samanosuke, I can't remember the guy's real name, but man, like the fact that they got two Hollywood actors and they were even going to have them reprise their roles in live action, it seemed like it was ready to roll out. I think that you could just get a story here that would be an adventure. Uh, you can borrow the storyline from Onimusha 3 where they're time traveling. I think that that would appease Hollywood because Hollywood loves time travel. So we got to cater to these suits that don't know a damn thing. You got to remember that, guys. So we got we get the time travel. We have the awesome samurai battles. I hope we can keep it rated R because a lot of these movies they'll lose an R rating that they really should have. Like I think Assassin's Creed would have benefited from that R. And so I would love Onimusha to maintain an R rating, and I want that hard hitting cast. Let's get the time travel. Let's have the expansive, just enormous sets. Let's get the abilities because you know how he was getting all these kind of upgrades. Let's retain all of that, guys, and let's have some fantastic fight scenes, and let's have a hard hitting budget, and that's what I want to see 100%. Onimusha live action.
Yeah, man. Honestly, while I'm watching the trailer that's playing in the background for everyone that's watching the visual of the recording here, I can only imagine seeing this with the CG we have for one, with the other special effects that we have. Imagine, I mean, who do you think they could get for the main character? Would you like to see like a Donnie Yen, like?
Yeah, I was thinking either Donnie Yen. By the way, that timer can just shut right the hell up. We're gonna keep talking about it.
That's right.
Donnie Yen, or I can't remember his name, but the guy that's the main character from Into the Badlands.
Mm.
Uh, just
Daniel Wu.
Daniel Wu. Thank you. How do I forget his name? He has the greatest first name of all time. Um, they just have to have somebody who has established swordplay
Mm.
because that is everything that Onimusha is about. honestly, like, as much as we're talking about a live action, I would be happy to just see a CG version of Onimusha because I loved those games so much and I wanted to see more of them.
Hmm.
Like, I wanted to have an experience with the cutscenes where I'm not holding a controller. I want to see the story progress in front of me. Like, because those games were so fun to play, but they're also fun to watch. The cutscenes were amazing.
Hmm.
And the CG back in the, like, when Onimusha 1 came out, that was some of the best CG I'd ever seen in a video game. The character who played Samanosuke looked exactly like the character who played Samanosuke. Like, Jean Reno looked like Jean Reno. It was the best CG I think that was out for cutscenes at the time.
Yeah, I'm with it. Honestly,
Capcom, can y'all bring back Onimusha, remaster it, do something with it?
Please.
I mean, you know you can remaster it. You know you can at least
Like,
remaster.
Even Onimusha 2. Even Onimusha 2. It wasn't as good as 1 and 3. But Jubei Yagyu was also a legendary character.
Oh man. Now that you cut out, man.
But it's all real talk. We know that shit. So
Yeah, but Onimusha 3, I gotta agree. I think these all three picks would make good films if they were adapted right. That Onimusha 3 though, that is sounding like just watching back this gameplay or this footage here is just like, man, dude, this intro is killing it. If this was a movie with all of these different beasts, these sword battles, like, man, I'd go see that day one. Day one.
Chris, I don't know if you had heard, but a Metal Gear movie is already in the works.
Woo!
no.
Is
Is it?
Yes,
is Kojima involved though?
he is.
Oh my goodness.
Kojima has signed off.
What? Whoop. Snake.
We can end the show good.
Snake.
There was actually an interview that I want to say it's Michael Carnahan. I could be wrong, but he said that they asked him if he was going to make the Metal Gear movie without the cyborg ninja, and he said there was no way he could perceive making a Metal Gear movie without the cyborg ninja.
It's going down.
So it's going to happen.
Woo.
Yes.
You heard it first, ladies and gentlemen. Good news to end off the show. It was a great broadcast, and we definitely talked about some awesome stuff. Our favorite PS2 titles. We did a character spotlight on Kratos that was agent requested. Thank you guys for voting again in our polls. Make sure you follow us on Twitter so you can vote every week in our polls to help us select our second mission every week. And then we ended it out with game titles that we think deserve their own movie, and we came up with some good ideas, in my opinion. So I want to thank everybody out there for tuning in to the Mission 3 podcast, the premier podcast for gaming and real talk. I want to make sure you guys check out playlegit.net. Again, that's where you're going to be able to find rebroadcasts of the show here. You'll be able to find reviews. You'll be able to find 8-bit troll bits. You'll be able to find everything you might ever want on playlegit.net. So you want to make sure you stop by there. Do you guys have anything to add before we close up?
Keep voting on the Twitter polls. We love it.
Yep. Tell your friends, tell your family. Make more accounts, vote twice if you really want to make stuff happen. And just keep on engaging with us, guys. As well as you can like our Facebook page, the Play Legit Facebook page, as well as the Mission 3 Podcast Facebook page. All you got to do is just type that in your search bar. You'll find both of those. Other than that, I'm your good friend, Corey Elijah. You can find me at Corey Elijah across the board everywhere. If you have anything you have to say to me, you can check out KJ at Play Legit And Knowledge, can I get your handle one more time?
Yeah, it's Nowhere 11, KNOWHERE 11.
You know it.
You comic book nerd, it's like the celestial planet Nowhere. You guys know what I'm talking about.
That's right. So make sure you give us all a follow as well. And we'll be back next week with more missions. So make sure, like I said, follow us on Twitter so you can vote in the agent pool so we can figure out whatever mission we're going to be talking about for our second mission next week. Like we said, we definitely appreciate everybody that's been voting. And make sure you guys keep it up. But I'm your friend Corey Elijah. I've been here with Knowledge. And KJ.
KJ, say something.
What I'm trying to say is Cartoon Network, I'm still saying that one fool, I did not laugh at the Rick and Morty thing. Samurai Jack is what I came to see. Don't ever do that again. I'm out.
And I want you to know, play that back 2 or 3 times and look at KJ's face. This cat is not playing around.
He is not playing.
He is not playing around. Let it be known. So until next time, guys, we appreciate everybody tuning in. We'll be back next week with more missions, more excitement, and more real talk. And until then, we're out. Peace.